Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, I've got a really cool video to show you with Clan Boss here. For those people who don't have the unkillable teams, for those people who can't run super fast squads, I'm going to show you the power of damage mitigation. We're going to use the new Fusion Python. We're actually going to use one of the other new legendaries as well, just to show him off a bit. But then we're going to be using gear sets like Stalwart and Defiant to just make us take way less damage. And you will not believe how many turns we can last against Clan Boss with really a very simple team. Let's do it. Okay then, so we're on the test server here and we're able to kind of try out new stuff, including the new Fusion before he's actually released. I probably will do a full guide on this champion maybe over the next couple of days, but it's just worth saying it's a must get. It's a must get Fusion type of champion because he's so unique. In fact, I've been hearing whispers that the top clans, the Mad Clan, the top PvPers, are thinking to get not only 100 fragments to make sure they pick him up, they're thinking to try and push for the full 150, I think it's possible, so that they can then buy up the packs to get another copy. That's how much they're kind of like, this dude is a future kind of meta style champion, certainly in arena and stuff. But we're going to be showing off Python here, who's looking pretty beefy in Clan Boss. We're going to be showing him off mainly for this damage mitigation skill that he's got on his passive. So as your team get more buffs, you take less damage. Straight. It's a straight damage reduction. He's also got a heal for us. He doesn't bring tons more for Clan Boss. He brings a heal, he brings a cleanse, and he brings block debuffs. I guess that's a reasonable amount, actually. It's a reasonable amount all in this A2. And his passive. So it's reduce your damage, give you some healing, and then block debuffs will help us with stuff like the stun hits. So Python is in the mix. The other new champion that I want to throw out there is this guy here, Corridor Deathbell. He's really in there as my ally protector. Okay, so there's loads of ally protectors in the game. I want to show this guy in particular because I think he's one of the best now. I think he's going to be one of the best for this role because his ally protection also comes with a strengthen. And strengthen, again, is just straight up damage mitigation. 25% less damage of what's left. You can never get to 100% damage mitigation because it decreases the ability to decrease damage as you add another one. If it was, you've reduced it to 75% and you get 25% less, it's 25% less of the 75, not of the whole number. But it's very cool. He's also got this passive which increases your team's defense and his defense as ally protection is out there, which again is going to mitigate more damage in the kind of overall setup, and he can heal himself. He does bring turn me to feel. It's not necessarily needed, honestly, but it's useful. He also brings a cleanse. Trouble with someone like a Corridor Deathbell, it's same with Demitha, is that the cleanse cannot be put in the right place in a comp if you're going to use his ally protection. So for this particular, for Clan Boss in particular, the cleanse is actually useless. For something like Hydra, actually it's going to be pretty damn cool. But for Clan Boss, this ability doesn't offer that much. Right, let's get into the epics then. So we've got Geo in the mix. Might be like, Geo, we're bored of Geo. Fine, I get it. But I just wanted him in the mix because he also brings damage mitigation. So whilst he's doing his damage, he actually has got decreases of damage all allies receive by 15% whenever the burn is out there. So he's given me a weaken. I've got a weaken elsewhere anyway, so it's not really the point. This is the point of Deacon in this run. I just want him to be able to mitigate even more damage for us and be a source of damage for my squad. So Deacon's in the mix. He's bringing the weaken and the burn. We're going to bring in... I needed someone that would do drop defense and leech. So I'm bringing in Ragnar Gold Gleam. He's got drop defense on his A3. Also brings a self buff. Every buff we get, Python adds more damage mitigation. And he brings me a leech on his A1. I'm actually going to turn off the A2 because I don't want him doing this silly kill himself ability. But yeah, also just a generally cool champion. Hits pretty damn hard. And then the last one we're bringing in, because I need a pretty damn consistent decrease attack champion if we're doing a slow team, I'm bringing in Lodric Falconheart. He might not be consistent enough, I'll be honest. But his A1 gives us a 40% boost to 60% chance to decrease attack. And he also brings me, I'm going to turn off the A2. He brings me a shield on a 2-turn cooldown, which just helps me for the later stages, really, to reduce the damage we take. So shieldage is decent. It's based on his max HP, which means I can pump his HP up high and give me a good size shield. And then his A1, when I give him masteries, which also increase the chance of doing that decreased attack, we're about 70-odd%. And if I get it on there, I've got a chance to put it on there for an extra turn as well. The biggest risk of a slow team like this is decreased attack can fall off or not land. And then you're in trouble. Especially when you don't have like counter attacks or ally attacks going on like I don't have on this one. But if I give you a sense of what this team comp looks like, the speeds we've got here. Pythian 166. Kuradar 179. Geo 175. Brugnor 171. Lodric 172. They're all around that 170 odd speed, and we're hitting Ultra Nightmare. And the way this works, because of the kind of speeds that we're running at, we just go on a 1-for-1 with the clan boss. Clan boss takes a turn, we take a turn for everybody. Clan boss takes a turn, we do, and it rotates through so that we're always going to land our abilities in the same place at the same time. We've got no kind of delays or anything needed. I'll show you the team setup in a second. But let me show you how I geared them. So we're talking damage mitigation here. Stalwart gear with Defiant. Stalwart gear, 30% less damage from AoEs, and Defiant in a 2-set is going to be 15%. So I've got another 45% AoE damage mitigation going on. I've also given everybody Blood Shield in some way, shape, or form so that we get that extra buff for the damage mitigation of Pythian. Yeah, so we've got all sorts of ways to reduce the damage that we're taking here. I guess comment below. Maybe I'll show you all the builds just so you can kind of get a feel for them, because they are decent builds, but they're not insane. Defiant and Stalwart, Pythian, high health, decent defense, and some crits. Basically, we've gone like crit damage, attack percent, HP percent on him. I don't know if he can hit that well, really, so it might be that I'd be better off just going full defensive stats, but we're going to try him for a bit of damage at least. Nearly 100k health on Kuradar here, nearly 3k defense and a bit of crits. Doesn't need accuracy, nor does Pythian. I don't have any abilities that land stuff. My Geo is in 4-piece Defiant and 4k defense, 47k HP. Don't really care about attack on my Geo because that's not where his damage comes from. It comes from his burn and people hitting him after, or hitting your team once that burn is out. Brugnor, 37k health, 2.6k defense. He's probably a bit squishy, honestly. But I have got him in there to try and do a bit of damage. And who's the last one? Lodric here, 80k health, 3k defense with Defiant and Stalwart gear. So we've got nobody has got any type of turn meter enhancing masteries or anything like that. It's a bare bones set of masteries. In terms of team setup here, as I say, turn off Lodric's A3 and use his A2 when he can. Use Geo's A3 when he can. Pythian, prioritize your A2. Pretty much, I don't think we're going to need the A3. I think by the time it's available, we're all dead anyway. Kuradar, A3, then A2. And Brugnor, turn off your A2, use your A3 whenever you can. Start full auto. And I guess, yeah, comment below, how many turns do you think we can survive? Yeah, how many turns do you think we can actually last against the big boy clan boss here? And I guess also, how much damage do you think we're going to do? We're only on a 1-for-1, so it's not going to be like some crazy 1-key, a billion damage. We don't have any of the crazy champions like Valk in here, Brogni in here, Mashald, like any of those ones that are going to make it last an insane amount of time. So none of that's going on. It's literally a bare bones team built really well. That's what I would call it, with a ton of damage mitigation. And you see already, we've had like 2 or 3 goes where decreased attack did not land. And that is going to be what eventually kills us. I don't know how far we're beyond, but eventually decreased attack not landing is what will kill us on this run. But anyway, I'm going to let it play through. You can watch it all the way. And yeah, I guess I'll come back in maybe a bit later on and see how much damage we're actually taking.
Okay, we've had a bit of a shaky moment. So our Ragnar did go down, but Pythion's picked him back up. We're already on turn 42. Anyone who knows anything about Clan Boss, getting past turn 30, if it's not an unkillable team, is hard to do. Yeah, you need specific champs. You need absolutely crazy gearing going on, all that type of stuff. You can see when decrease attack is on, we're absolutely like unkillable here. We're really unkillable if decrease attack is on. When decrease attack drops off, we're in trouble. Yeah, and that's pretty much where we've been going with this. When decrease attack is not landing, we're a bit in trouble. But Python really is doing some good job on his healing. We're mitigating the AoE hits really well. What will eventually kill us will actually be the stun hits, because we just cannot mitigate the stun hits in the same way we mitigate these AoEs. Things like Stalwart Gear, Defiant Gear does not help us against the stun smacks. And yeah, the shieldage does. Obviously, the healing and stuff does. But yeah, you can see already we're taking big old smacks from the Clan Boss here when we're going up against decrease attack. Decrease attack didn't land. We're dead. We're actually dead. Oh, we're not. How are we not dead? Turn 49. Decrease attack did not land, and we're alive. I actually can't believe it. Cannot believe it. Oh, it's going to be close. Every hit now is getting a bit ropey, but whoa, it's still going. Turn 50. This is not an unkillable team. We can go as far past turn 50 as you like. Obviously, we're not doing crazy damage here because we are on a 1-for-1 comp. There he goes. And block revive is on, which means that we cannot now pick him up. That's going to be the end of the run pretty much. But yeah, I mean, you might be surprised by the amount of turns that we can last with this type of comp. And honestly, if I went for it on a 2-for-1 in a damage mitigation team with like the big legendaries, that type of stuff, then we would be absolutely crucifying the Clan Boss here. Like, he would be absolutely getting smacked to pieces. But interesting type of idea. Hopefully it will give you some different thoughts about, you know, champions that might be sitting in your vault that could come out and actually do some work. Certainly some people that might be able to actually come out and do some damage for you. But yeah, Python, this is going to be one area that is going to be decent, especially from people that are trying to progress through Clan Boss. And obviously there's other champions here that are going to need to be in the mix. Any of these can be changed. Yeah, literally any of these are changeable. I just want to show you a different type of team. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.